Hello everyone, welcome back to Vintage Gaming Memories. If you like what you're seeing, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. Your feedback and your support is greatly appreciated. So today, this is not an unboxing, as you already know by the title. This is something that was just fresh in my mailbox today, and I put this pre-order of this item on September 12th, and it only took 1 month to receive it from Poland. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm really impressed because this was a pre-order and we're talking overseas and going through all the customs checks and all that. This is Lotharek's FujiNet Professional. Now you might have already saw this online, perhaps maybe on Lotharek's site or a post by him. This is pretty new and I'm actually excited to open up my FujiNet Professional. So let's get right to it. All right, the SIO cable. So in this box is probably just the instructions. Okay, let's get this one opened up. Oh, how do you like that? First thing you see is the Fuji logo, the Atari logo. And nicely packaged and secured. Oh, look at this casing. Powder coated metal. All right, well, let's put this to the side first. Let's get everything out and we'll examine them. My external antenna. So what do we have here? Well, we have the external antenna. You know, you've seen these before on phones and on routers and on modems. So that's the antenna, the SIO cable, and the FujiNet Professional. So let's get a quick glance at this. You know what that is, right? No more micro SD card for me. Well, I guess I still need it because I have my other FujiNet. But this is going to be the regular size SD card, which is nice. We'll get into more of that in a little bit. So let's examine this a little bit more. Oh, how about that? You got two SIO ports. And, well, I think everything's pretty obvious here. Now, I mentioned that I have the original FujiNet, and here's a quick look at it. It has the white casing, as you can see, and I did add a few labels on there just so it helps me remember what these lights mean when they do light up, the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the SIO. Then on top, there are 3 buttons on there, which do a lot of functionality for this. For example, the left button here, if you just hold it down for a short time and let go, it acts like a disk swap when you have it mounted in FujiNet. And if you hold down for a long time, it will enable or disable the SIO to Bluetooth mode. And then this middle switch here, a button, if you press down on that, it turns on the cassette emulation. And I think it does unmounting as well if you hold down on it long. And there's a double tap for this one as well. If you double tap it and you have the serial connection in, you can actually do a debugging mode to find out problems you're having. It'll output it to that. And then the one on the right here is a hard reset, which you just press it down and let go. On the side here, you have your power on and off switch. And then you can see I also have the micro USB port. And on the opposite side here is the micro SD card. Now let's take a close look at this FujiNet Professional. Keep in mind that the functionality of this and the one I just showed you are the same. There's no difference in that. It's just all cosmetic and design enhancements. So what you can do with your FujiNet, if you have one, or this one that I have here, you can also do it with that. But perhaps maybe better. We'll see. So like, what are the differences? Well, with the older FujiNet, there is a slot right here that we already spoke about. This is where you insert your micro SD card. You can load programs on that card and run them directly. Or, of course, you could just Wi-Fi with your FujiNet to either a server on your network like I do with my Raspberry Pi, or you can connect to a system on the internet. But getting back to the slot itself here, now it does take a regular size one for the newer, or the professional, let's call it professional version by Lotharek. This one here, I've had some problems. I don't know if anyone else has, but I had problems when I initially got this, whenever it was, well over a year ago. I had some issues because there was some plastic residue that was left over when the case was made that was actually inside the slot. You couldn't even tell by looking at it. So every time I inserted my micro SD card in there, it wouldn't read. And I was just having to deal with it. And I always thought it was my micro SD card or maybe the formatting of the card. Well, I ended up opening this thing up, and then I saw that a very, very little bit of plastic was like overlaying on the connection. So using a tweezer and a micro wire cutter, I had to snip that off. Not a big deal, but just the pain to figure that out. Anyhow, another feature though with the professional, which we just talked a little bit about that came in the box, is the external antenna. So yeah, you screw that onto here. Now my antenna is external versus the internal antenna on the other one. Now I did have some issues with my original FujiNet with the Wi-Fi. You know, sometimes it was kind of flaky. I don't know. I mean, my router is really close by. I don't have any other issues connecting to it with any of my other devices. So it was just hit and miss. I don't know. But it wasn't too bad. I mean, it just was once in a great while I'd have connection issues and have to keep retrying. Another difference between this one and the older FujiNet would be that you're not plugging this one in the back of the computer and letting it hang there. You do have a connection cord here for the SIO to go in to the back of the FujiNet and then plugging it into your computer. So you have more mobility to move this around. Speaking about this, the feel of it is metal, like I mentioned, on the opening of it. And this thing will light up, illuminate once I have power put in, which is pretty cool. That's pretty much the only things I could see. I mean, there's nice footing on the bottom. These buttons are not labeled, but I have a feeling they're probably pretty much the same as what I have on the older one, which I may just label it just to keep myself sane so I don't push the wrong buttons. And what else? Same thing here with the main switch. But let's give this a try and see how it works. All right, let's give this a shot. I have the FujiNet Professional plugged into the back of the 800 XL. The Commodore monitor is on, ready to go. I have the lighting kind of dimmed a bit so you can see it, and we're going to power this on and see what happens. I like that view. Okay, so it's trying to connect. It's scanning the networks, and these are the available networks we can connect into. I like the signal strength on my external antenna. I have to compare that to see if it's the same that I get in my other one. But anyhow, let's go with the first one. Password. Let's see if I remember this. And it is. So there we go. Just like the other FujiNet, you can access your SD card, but not the micro SD card because this is a regular size one, which I like. Then, of course, you've got the host list that was already on there. You can change that if you like. And, of course, then you have your drive slots you can assign. Like Lotharek said, everything is the same as far as functionality goes between the FujiNet Professional and the original FujiNet. It's just the way it looks. It's more the cosmetic, the look and feel of it. You know, like I went through all the differences, and that's what you're getting. So nothing should be surprising. However, maybe my connectivity will be better because of the external antenna. Let's see how it connects. We'll go with this one. Nice. We'll go right into Atari. We'll go to games. High score. And we'll go Baja Buggies. Might as well go with that. We'll mount that one on. Read only. Let's load it. And let's see how this comes up. Awesome. Gotta love that CLL. Anyways, it loaded like normal. And again, I wouldn't expect anything different. Like I said, there's nothing functionally different between the FujiNet Pro and the original FujiNet. So there are advantages and disadvantages. I mean, for one, this is nice and light, and you're not having anything more than just this to plug into your back of your SIO port, and you still can have another SIO connection going through it, so you don't lose it. You don't have anything that needs additional real estate as far as table space to put on, whereas this one, you have your cord plugged in and you have to have somewhere to set this. If you're limited in space, obviously, that's going to take up more, where this will just hang in a sense of plugged in the back. The only concern with this, I know it's in the bag, but it moves around a lot at times if you're moving your computer around, which I don't, but I could see it happening, and you might, you don't want to put too much pressure on that. This gives you the nice flexibility to put it where you want. Kind of more of a traditional piece of hardware, I guess. So there's no knocking on which version you get. But if you are interested, I will put a link to both of these. I like Lotharek's version. I like the original. I'm glad I have both. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy this video. It's very short. I just really wanted to get this out and show you guys and show you how cool this is. Great ideas come within the Atari community, so I am very thankful to being part of it. And I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. Comment down below. And remember, keep your gaming passion from the past alive by living it today. Kind of like what we're doing here with Baja Buggies. Take care, everyone.